Most people get faith wrong a little bit. Faith isn't first about our personal belief in God. Faith is first a gift. Faith for us as Christians is what we call a theological virtue, which all that means is it's not dependent on me. Faith is there before I can even say yes to God. When it comes to snowboarding, you can fly down the hill if you're flat on your board, but you have no control and you really aren't going in the direction that you want to. The gift of faith for us is like the edges of a snowboard, because when you're carving down the mountain, it's all about edge control. And when you're learning how to snowboard, you face down the hill first with your board perpendicular to the slope of the hill. What you end up having to learn how to do is that moment where you turn your board straight down the hill with an act of faith by yourself to catch that edge and carve back the other way. This gives you the control of your speed and of your direction. But that edge on your snowboard is there whether you're willing or able to use it or not. It's a gift given to you there. The lack of control when you're flying straight down, St. James says in his letter, ask with faith, without doubting. Otherwise, we are like a wave on the sea that is tossed around by the wind. Our faith gives direction and purpose to what we are trying to do. The letter to the Hebrews, it says that I can't grab the right part. Faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of things not yet seen. And when we first read that, it kind of sounds like just believing in something that we can never really know. But that's not what the author is getting at. The assurance of things hoped for. Another word that can be used other than assurance is the reality. It's the knowledge of what we hoped for. And the conviction of things not yet seen is our trust. Faith is our knowledge and trust in the gift that God has given to us. The knowledge that it is there and the trust that it fulfills the promise that it gives. See, the gift of faith can be known but never fully understood. It can be kind of grasped but never fully apprehended. It's always elusive to us, it's just beyond us, but it's real. And it's there for us. Think of all the many times that Jesus went about healing different individuals. How many times we hear, "Go, your faith has made you well." Most of these people, if not all of these people that received this healing from Jesus, they didn't have belief in him as Jesus the Christ, the Son of the living God. They call him Son of David, or Teacher, or Lord. But they don't have a belief in his divinity. It's a gift of faith that's given to them by God. And in grace, they accept this gift. And that is enough for God's healing work to work in them through Jesus. When it comes to snowboarding, you can't just tell the board to do whatever you want it to do. You have to work in conjunction with the snowboard. That you learn how to use the edges for the different obstacles on the mountain. And the more that you use those and get comfortable with them, the rider and the board become seamlessly one. The edges don't become a stumbling block, they become the very thing that allows the rider to navigate and control his way down the slope. This is one of the major reasons why, as Catholics, we baptize at infancy. Because a child, an infant, can't give their yes to God. That's given by the parents and the godparents on their day of baptism. But there's a real gift of faith given to that child before they can say yes to God. And so we don't wait to give them that gift, holding out on them until they can finally say yes. We give that gift to them as soon as possible, so that that grace of God can begin to work in their life from the beginning, as they learn to conform their life to that gift. Pope Benedict, in the document Dominus Jesus, makes the distinction between faith and belief, that faith is the acceptance in grace of revealed truth, that it's there from the beginning. And belief is the sum of experience and thought that is a treasury of human wisdom and religious aspiration. That depends on me. See, when I'm trying to snowboard down the mountain, whether I know how to use it or not, or whether I really believe it can catch me or not, the edge of that snowboard is there to do what it's intended to do. I have to grow in belief, in experience, and of thought that that edge has the capacity to do what it promises. See, by looking at professional snowboarders, by being taught by an instructor, and by knowing the science of how a snowboard works, I know that that edge has the capability of doing those things. But when I actually get on the face of that mountain, I have to grow in belief that I am capable of conforming to that. The gift of faith is given to us by the history of the church, by the gift of men and women who have believed long before us, by the communion of saints. That gift, that treasury of faith is there for us, but our belief has to grow into that faith. Our will has to be conformed to that faith that is given to us. And this is where doubt comes in. We don't doubt the gift of faith. We doubt our own belief in that gift that is given. When we think of St. Thomas after the resurrection of Jesus, who says that I will not believe until I touch, he didn't doubt the person of Jesus. He knew Jesus, he loved Jesus, but his own personal belief in what had transpired required his yes to Jesus. And then he gives us the most beautiful assent of faith in all of the Gospels, my Lord and my God. Doubt comes in our imperfection. And that's important in the way that we faced doubt, because if doubt comes from a lack of belief, which is the sum of our experiences and thoughts, that can be right or wrong. That needs to be taught and shaped by the gift of faith. And so we don't have to fear doubt. Doubt doesn't put the gift of faith in jeopardy. Doubt comes from our own wrestling with how does my life fit and understand and grasp that gift that comes from the truth that Jesus Christ is the Son of God and he existed in history. That is undeniable. That gift is given. The real danger to faith, Gabriel Marcel says, is not doubt, because doubt is not a sin when it can lead us to deeper faith. What Marcel said is that the greatest threat against faith is inattentiveness. Why? Because if faith is a gift from God, then all we need to do to get through our doubt is a deepening attentiveness to how God is present in the world. This is what deepens our faith. But there are so many things that pull us away from being attentive to this gift that is given to us. The gift that gives us is it opens up new horizons. Pope Francis's first encyclical, Lumen Fide, the light of faith, that faith gives new horizons to life. When a snowboarder learns how to use his board, it opens up whole new faces to the mountain. That as you learn how to conform to those edges, it leads you to places that you otherwise couldn't go. This is how faith helps us navigate through, giving us control. Not that I tell it what to do, but it forms and shapes how I'm able to move through it. So when it comes to faith in your life, remember the gift of faith received on your day of baptism. Remember your day of baptism and celebrate it as the day where God gave you that gift to grow in your life. And then, as you move forward, pray the prayer of the Father to Jesus when he wanted his son to be healed. Lord, I believe, help my unbelief.